Anyway, I'm Rob. I'm a high-functioning moron who on paper is good at technical stuff, but in reality I find every possible way to screw up simple tasks until I finally stumble across something that works. It's usually not the quote-unquote right solution, and half the time I have no idea why it works, but it's what works for me. The latest example of this was when I tried to record Battlefield 6 gameplay at 4K 60 FPS. The easiest and best way to do this is to use NVIDIA Shadowplay, or whatever the AMD equivalent is. They probably call it Shadowplay minus $50. Anyway, Shadowplay records 4K up to 120 FPS, and the results look awesome. Annoyingly so. Damn you, NVIDIA. However, as previously stated, I am a moron, and I totally forgot Shadowplay exists. So instead I used what I've always used, OBS. And at first it seemed like it was going to be easy, which immediately set off alarms because nothing, I repeat nothing, is ever easy for me. I am a walking entropy field generator whose mere presence causes things to go squirrely. Anything that can break around me will, and boy did I break something because getting this to work was not easy. But I kept banging my head against it and eventually found a solution. Here's what worked for me. But first, let me show you what didn't work, but in a sane world absolutely should have. I'd used OBS in the past for capturing 1080p gameplay, so it's not like I was coming into this completely ignorant. I figured capturing 4K should be as simple as changing resolution, right? Well, kind of. I created a profile for 4K 60 FPS, and the OBS wizard set everything for me except the output resolution, which I changed to 4K. Easy peasy so far. I created a game scene in Source, booted up Battlefield 6, and started recording. And that's when I got this. And the resulting video looked like this. Which was most definitely not 60 FPS, unless I was having a stroke while watching it. So I googled, experimented with the settings, blew a few hours for nada results, until I finally hit upon settings that worked. But I was annoyed that any new OBS user should have to go through all this crap. So annoyed that I decided to make a video about it, which meant I needed to go back and find out exactly what went wrong to begin with. And the answer is, whatever the hell OBS defaults to in simple output mode. That's it. Simple mode is just broken out of the box for 4K 60 FPS recording. And I know it's not my machine's fault because I built this gorgeous, chonky love letter to RGB. And while it's not a beast, it's definitely quite fit, with a 3080 Ti that's going to get its own video because that thing was also a pain in the ass to get working. Still, it should have had no trouble simultaneously playing Battlefield 6 at 4K and capturing it at 60 FPS. But it wasn't enough to know simple mode was the culprit. My OCD brain had to know why it was broken. Using a display capture source on OBS itself, I was able to quickly narrow the problem down to the fact that simple mode defaults to, and this just rolls off the tongue, high quality, medium file size, plus hardware NVENC H.264. It's this specific combination that results in encoding lag, and the sadists who make OBS made it the default. Best I can tell, it appears that under the hood, that combination uses one of the highest recording presets, which requires a very beefy machine for 4K 60 FPS. Although, side note, if I play Battlefield 6 at 1440p, that apparently frees up enough grunt on the GPU to handle even the best recording quality preset. So maybe the good people who make OBS aren't sadists, they're just 1440p mid-res plebes. Yes, I am absolutely a 4K snob. Smearing a grubby low-res image across a gorgeous 4K panel is an affront not just to the gods of Asia, but to Mother Nature herself. Anyway, changing either the default quality or video encoder will make simple mode work. But if you have to change settings anyway, then I highly encourage you to use advanced mode so nothing is hidden from you. Here are the settings I use for 4K 60 FPS recordings. They're a combination of what the internet suggests and my own experimentation. Why do they work? Hell if I know. But they're what worked for me, and that's what matters. I hope this has been helpful, and have a great day. Oh, and if you like, comment, or subscribe, this adorable fluffy demon that hits like Mike Tyson will get a licky treat. Meow. Thanks.